This conference will now be recorded.
Right, let's start today's session. So in the last session, we were discuss about lambda expressions. Okay, so using lambda, we can write very concise code. That means shorthand way of writing code is possible. Using using lambda, we can reduce the length of the code, and using lambda, we can improve readability of the program. And generally, in Python programming, some functions will expect other functions as an argument. In that context, we can use lambda expressions instantly. We have seen already filter function and also map function. Okay, filter function we discuss, and even map also discuss. No, did I discuss map function? Can you please tell me? Only filter I discuss or any other? Map also discuss. Yes, exactly. But we have to discuss about reduce function. Okay, reduce function. So what is the use of reduce function? How to use this? We'll see now. So filter function, map function will expect other functions as an argument. In that context, we use replacement of lambda expressions only. Same similarly, reduce function also there here. What function? Reduce. Just try to open notepad. So here I'm writing something about reduce function. REDUC, reduce function. This reduce function is used to reduce the values and return values from sequence. Reduce function is used to reduce the values from sequence and return a single value. After reducing, it will return what actually single value. It won't return any collection, rather than it returns simply single value only. Reduce function is used to reduce the values from sequence and return a single value, and return what? A single value only. So reduce function also expect other function as an argument. Like syntax of reduce function is this: reduce. First parameter is function. Second parameter is sequencer. Okay. So reduce of first function parameter is function, comma second parameter is sequence. So here function is a other function. So we have to write other function separately, and you have to include that function into reduce function only. But instead of using here one function separately, then we have to use lambda expressions clearly. Instead of this function, we have to use lambda expressions. So reduce function is used to reduce the values from sequence and return a single value. Okay, let's see this with lambda, without lambda, both I'll show you. First without lambda I'll show, and after that with lambda I'll show you. Now let's close this all tabs unnecessarily. So 13th. First let's try to create one function. First let's try to create a list of values. I have a list of values here. And most important thing I want to tell you, sir, in general, in the last session, I discussed about map function. So map is coming in IntelliSense directly. You can see when I start write map is available in IntelliSense. You can see map is available here in the IntelliSense. Even when we try to write filter function also available. You can see filter is there or not. It's available clearly. But just notice this: when I try to write reduce, it's not available. Okay, is there any reduce function? No. It's immediately saying what actually reduce function underlines quickly is there, underlines quickly, reads quickly. That means it's not reducing. Its reduce function is not available. But why it's not available? How to make this error free? Simple. When we place mouse pointer on reduce function, immediately you can see this. You will be able to find. Okay, something link is there. Let's link is not coming. Let's try to get this link automatically. Reduce function. Reduce. So now you can see There is no suggestions are there. Actually, reduce function is not there. It's not there. It's available in the functools module, but functools module it has to be suggest. Right now, it's not showing suggestion actually. There don't be any problem. So if you want to work with reduce function, compulsory there is a there is a module is required, like functools module is required. What module? Functools. So now import functools here. Import functools. FUNC functools. This module is important. But even though I have import functools modules, but even when we try to write reduce function here, is it coming now? No, sir. Still it is not coming. Any reduce function is not coming here. Reduce function is not coming. But when it will come, module name like functools is a module name dot reduce function you have to use. Now this time it's okay. But every time when we use reduce function, is that compulsory required to use functools module name? Yes. But to avoid this, even we can simplify this. How to simplify this? Like instead of import functools, directly you can use from functools import star. But here you can see directly reduce function is coming in IntelliSense. So to use reduce function, you need to include library called functools library. From functools import star. Now reduce function is clearly there. Without functools, reduce functions will not work, sir. We cannot work with reduce function. Okay. Yeah. So this is the case. Now next to reduce function, I'll write without lambda. With lambda, I'll show you. Reduce function also expect always other function as an argument. But to avoid this, we have to write the code here. So first list I'm taking list of values. In this list of values, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This list of values, all I want to add or subtract or multiply, anything you can do, but reduce the single value only. All values we can do any operation with this all values, but finally we have to return what's our single value only. Reduce function is used to reduce the values from sequence and return a single value. So let's try to do this. For this reducing the values, I need to prepare a separate function. Function is for conditional check. Okay. Suppose f1 function I'm taking x comma y, two parameters I'm taking. Always it return what actually x plus y every time. X plus y means every time these all values I have to add it and finally return result as one value. But who will do that? Reduce function will do that. So reduce function will not return any list, just result I'm taking. Result equals to reduce function, and it will expect other function as an argument. Other function already there, f1 function, and where it has to perform on list L only there. So finally we are printing what's our result only. Result is what? Let's see this. After adding all the values, result is one value only. So what is the result? 55, sir. How 55? So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10, 55. First sum of 10 numbers, that is 55. Sir, how this f1 function call? So when we use reduce function, automatically internally f1 function will call. F1 function will work by taking two parameters x and y. So first iteration x value 1, y value 2. So here x plus y, how much it is? 3. So 3 will be written. And next iteration x value 3, y value 3. 3 plus 3, 6. Next iteration x value 6, y value 4. 6 plus 4, 10. Next iteration x value 10, y value 5, like 10 plus 5. Let's see that by keeping breakpoint how it will return. So this is without lambda, sir. This reduce function also expecting other function as an argument by reducing these values of collection. Let's start debugging now. Right click over there and debug test 13. So debugger window started here. Once debugger window started, you can see debugger window started. Let's start the debugger window. After that, we'll go for line by line execution. Okay. Yeah, debugger window started. Now coming to this function key plus F8. Now x value 1, y value 2. Next time x value 3, y value 3. Next time x value 6, y value 4. Next time x value 10, y value 5. Like this, it's keep on doing. Okay. So finally, what we are getting result value, only one result, that is 55. So this is reduce function working style here. But without calling other function, we can use lambda expression. Our main intention is don't call other function as an argument here. Don't use other function as an argument. My intention is to use here what actually lambda only. Instantly we can use. Let's clear it. And lambda I'm using now. Instead of f1, lambda x comma y, okay, colon x plus y. X plus y means we are doing addition operation, and because of that we are reducing the values. So once I run this, now you can see 55. But you can do multiplication also, no problem. Means each and every value is multiplied with other value. 1 into 2, 2, 2 into 3, 6, 6 into 4, 24, 24 into 5, 120, 120 into 6, 720. Okay, like that. So let's hit this run button. After multiplication of all the values, the result is look like, sir. Okay, 36 lakhs 28,800. So multiplication. You can do any expression like this. So these are all functions: reduce function, filter function, map function will expect other function as an argument. In that context, we can use what actually lambda expressions only. Okay. Yes. So next I'm going to discuss. This is completely lambda expressions. Okay. Yeah. Even function aliasing. Okay. Nested function also we discuss. So now let's try to discuss about modules concept in Python. Modules are there here. What modules are there? How to work with them? What is exactly module? We'll discuss. So in Python, module is nothing but it's a collection of classes and variables and methods. That means inside the module, we can include collection of classes, collection of variables, collection of methods, everything we can include inside the class. So that is module actually. So module contains group of variables and functions and classes. But right now I'm not talking about classes, sir, because in object-oriented programming, I'll talk about classes in detail. But right now in the module section, I'm introducing only functions as well as variables only. Okay, not more than that. First, let's talk about what is exactly module case. So what is the use of module actually? So in Python, every .py file act as a module, sir. In Python, every .py file act as module. Every .py file act as module. Okay, every .py file act as module. Suppose you can see in my left hand side of this project, lot of py files are included, but each and every py file act as what? Module only. Every py file is acting as what? Module only. Clear. So what is the use of module, sir? Module is for reusability. Module is for reusability. Module is used for reusability. Module is for reusability. Reusability of entire program code, sir. Reusability of what? Entire the program code. Reusability of entire the program. But there is one more way also there, reusability. In my previous lectures, I use functions. The functions through also we can able to reuse, no? But function through reusability is a limit scope. Limit scope in the sense inside the function body, how much code you write, that much only you can able to reuse them. But here module reusability scope is large because in entire one program, how many functions you include, each and every function you can reuse them into other program or outside the program. That is the module reusability. So module is for reusability of entire the program code. In Python, every .py file act as module, and module consists of a group of variables and group of functions in that. So let's try to implement the logic, how we can able to write code inside the every module and how to reuse them also we'll discuss in detail. So first let's try to create one module. For example, imagine that I'm trying to create one module like sample.py. In this sample.py, here sample.py is a module name. In this sample.py, I am including a value 100. It's a variable because module is a collection of variables and functions or not. Yes. So it's a variable, sir. And in this sample.py, I'm including add function also. Add function is expecting two parameters. Fine. Okay. Print sum is x plus y I'm taking. That is. Next, one more function I'm taking like sub subtraction x comma y. X comma y. Okay. Then print what is this? Sub is subtraction x minus y I'm taking. X minus y. Okay. Consider this is the module name like sample.py. In this module, one variable I use like a equals to 100 value. Two functions also included here. Now tell me, when I execute this sample.py program, will you get output? As it is when I execute this sample.py, same way if I write like this, will you get output or not? I declare the variable, I implement a function like two functions, add functions, subtract function, but will it get any result? No results, sir, because you declared the variable, but you have not printed the variable. You create the functions, but you have not called the functions. So my intention is here I want to declare the variable and here I need to implement the function, but somewhere I have to reuse that. That is my intention. Okay. So that's the reason I included here. But here a is one variable, add is one method or function, sub is one members of module only. Members of modules. A, add, sub are members of module. So these members, if I want to access into outside the program, then where you want to access, there you have to import this sample.py. Importing is there, import. In C language, C++ language, how we include header files like hash include tag. It's okay. So in Java also packages, in .NET also namespaces, same like this in Python modules you have to import. So to import the module, we have to use what keyword? Import keyword you have to use. On which program you want to access this sample.py stuff like variable a, add, sub and all, then on that program, on the top of the program, we have to import that. So let's try to implement that so that you'll understand clear. Okay. So I'm starting my implementation, sir. Let's close the all tabs for clarity. Let's try to uh, add new file into your project. So Python file. Now I'm taking my module name is sample, sir. SAMPL sample, sample.py. So in this sample.py, I'm just declaring one variable a, that is value is 100. Okay. And one function I want to create like def add function comma y. And here I'm trying to print what actually sum is x plus y. Next, one more function I'm calling like sub x comma y. And print what actually sub is x minus y. X minus y. Okay, like this. So a value 100, two functions are available here, subtract and add function, but I didn't call any function here and I didn't print any variable value also here. But when I start run this sample.py, you can see this, what output you are getting? Nothing, no output. Why no output? The reason is we didn't print any a, we didn't call any add function or subtract function. Okay, nice. My intention is I want to reuse these things into other program. Where I have to use into other program, for example, I want to go to test.py. In test.py, I want to use. Okay, test.py. In this test.py, to access module sample.py file, first of all, we have to import that sample only. After that, to print variable, directly you cannot use a because a will not come directly. But a is coming from where? Sample. So if you want to access any member of the module, like module name dot member name sample dot a, Even if you want to call this sample.py functions like add function, subtract function, if you want to call, then how to call? Directly we cannot call add function like this. We have to call with what? Sample.add. Sample.add 10, 20. Because add function is expecting two values. Again, same sample dot subtraction I'm taking. Then what is that? 30 and 10. Just. So this is what actually calling the functions. Add function I'm calling, subtract function I'm calling, along with module name. But once we run this test.py here, then test.py file execute and it will collect the data or values from sample module only. So we are printing a variable value along with module name.a, and we are getting add subtraction sample dot add sample dot sub like this. Sum is 30, sub is 20 like this one. Okay. So this is working fine, sir. So somewhere I implement in this sample.py, like variable name is there, function names are there clearly, and somewhere we are trying to access like in test.py import sample like this. So this is reusability. Meaning is what? One program we can implement, and outside the program we can able to use it. Inside one program we implemented, and outside other program I implemented. So this is clearly module reusability concept. But sir, every time when we try to access any variable like a and any function like add, subtract function calling, but is that required module name dot variable name or module name dot function name? No, not required. So you can see I want to give the alias name of this sample. Alias name in the sense like module alias name. Module aliasing concept is there. Module aliasing means what? Giving other name to a module is called module aliasing. But once if we give the alias name of the module, then alias name only it will work, main name will not work. Okay, you cannot use main name. Okay, so let's try to give the alias name sample as S. Sample as what? Yes only, sir. Sample as S. So S is what? Alias name. Once if we change this name, module name like alias name S, only alias name is possible to use, not main name. This is very important. So now alias name is S. S through I can access S dot A, S dot add, S dot subtraction. Okay. Let's run this test.py. Now coming to this. So we got this variable value 100, sum of the values 30, subtract of the values 20. Fine, sir. Everything is fine. This is member module aliasing. Module aliasing means giving other name to a module is called module aliasing. Once if we change the name of the module, then compulsory we have to use module alias name only, main name will not work. Okay, done. Next, sir, even I don't want to use any alias name also, then how I can use? So if you don't want to use any alias name means better to use from import statement. The advantage of from import statement is no need to use any alias name or module name to access members. So directly you can use like from sample import star. So from sample import star. Sample is a module name. Import star means indicates all. Everything will load from the sample module. So but here I'm not going to use any alias name. I'm not going to use any alias name or module name. Directly I can use this A and add and subtract. This will work, sir, no problem. But in real time, star is not recommend most of the cases. Here it is okay. Why? Because hardly in your sample module three, two functions and one variable is there. It's not impact on your program performance. But in real time, some modules can have lot of functionalities, like hundreds of functionalities, thousands of variables like that only. But if you are using all hundreds of functions, you are not going to use, no, only hardly at least one or two you can use. But because of using one or two, then why you are going to load all the module, all the functions by making star? Star indicates everything from the module sample. If sample module is having lot of functions and lot of variables, everything is available to this program. But that's not a good practice, because only one or two functions you are using in your program, but unnecessarily are making load behind the scenes. So that's not good idea. So instead of star, better to use what? Members names only. Members means like A is one of the member of sample module, add, subtract is one of the member of sample module. That members you can use it. So let's try to use members name. A I'm using, add I'm using, and subtract I'm using like that. So this is the fine, sir. So this is good practice. So now this time you can see these three members are available to this program. In case if you don't use other members, only A if you want to use, then A only you can use. That is good practice. Remaining line number 5 and 6 will not work, no, because we are not imported, so that's what it will not work. From sample is a what actually module name import A. Import A means A only we are trying to get, so that's A is coming here. Now you can see A is coming. 100 is available. So this is the case. So in case later if you want to include add and subtract, then you can include. So now this time you can include them. So this is members, only few members I'm taking. And member aliasing concept also there, sir, in Python. Member aliasing means what? Giving other name to a member is called member aliasing. For example, A is our member, but I don't want to give this A as B I want to give. Member aliasing. A as B means B only will work here. A will not work. You can see A is giving underlined red squiggly. That means it's not available. So B will work. B is the other name of the module. So like this. This is member aliasing concept. Even if you want to change the other member name, like add is the actual member, but I want to make this add as sum. Yes, we can do this. Add as sum in the sense sum will work. Now add will not work. You can see sum. So this is member aliasing concept clear. So module aliasing, member aliasing is possible. But sometimes, sir, as a user, I don't know what is there in sample.py. So I don't know about members also. Then better to go for star. In that case, it's okay because we don't know what functions are there and how it will work and what our required function is our required function is present or not. We don't know sometimes. So in that context, directly we can import what everything like star only. This is the module concept, module aliasing, member aliasing, like this usability purpose. Directly you can use the members clearly. But one thing is for sure, once we change the module name or alias module name or member name, so alias names only we can use, sir. Main names we cannot use. It's not possible to use main names and directly alias names only we can able to use once if we change the name of the member. But one more thing, can we use multiple modules in one program? Yes, undoubtedly. So why don't? So you can include your stuff into sample.py. Again, we can create, you can create one more sample1.py. In that program, other stuff we can include like other functions so that you can include multiple modules into other program. That means sometimes I need to get the code from one program and some other code from some other program. Like that, multiple codes, multiple functions I need to get from multiple modules. So in that context, easily we can able to use that. Okay, this is the case. Let's try to work on it. So first, I have already sample.py with me. So in this one variable is there a value 100 and add function, subtract function is there. Let's create one more module just as example. Sample one I'm trying to create. Sample one. Python file sample one. Sample one. In this sample one, I'm taking a again, same variable wantedly I'm taking. You can see this, notice this a value, a variable value 200 now this time. And one more function I'm taking, that is multiply function mul. Now x comma y I'm expecting when we call this function, and I'm doing multiplication of this number. So mul is then x into y only. This is x into y. Now this time you can see sample.py is having one variable name a, that the value is 100. At the same time, sample1.py is also having one variable name a, that value is 200. But sample1 is having multiplication function and sample.py is having add and sub function. So ultimately I have to reuse in the test.py multiple modules. So how to use multiple modules? You can use. Now you can see there is no problem at all. Import sample Okay. Next, import sample1. This is okay. Or else directly import sample comma sample1 also okay. Sample comma sample1. Both are okay, sir. Import sample comma sample1. Or else import sample, next line import sample1 also. Both are same, sir. No problem at all. So sample1 I'm taking. So first sample stuff I want to access. So module name dot variable name A, it's okay, fine. There is no name conflict because we are working with, we are using module name clearly. So module name dot add function I'm calling, like 2 and 3 values I'm adding. Module name dot subtract function I'm calling. Module name dot subtract function I'm calling 4 and 1. Now test dot py run test. So values are coming fine. Next, I have to import other module print sample1 dot a and sample1 dot add function multiplication function is there, multiply function I'm calling 4 and 5 20. So this will also good, sir, no problem. So working fine, sir. Two module stuff I am able to access into test.py. So this module name sample.a value 100, sample1 dot a value at 200, and now you can see multiply some value, subtract value, multiplication value, it's coming clearly. So if I try to access like this, it's okay, because we mentioned clearly module names clearly, no name conflicts are there because module names are very clear. But what happens, sir, if I try to use this one, like from sample import star? But sample comma sample1 is possible? No, sir, it's not at all possible, sir. Sample multiple modules we cannot include from statement. If you want to include multiple modules separately, you can include import through only. From sample import star is okay. Now you can see from sample1 import star. Now when we go for sample from statement, what is the advantage? From statement, no need to use any module names, sir. You can see, is there any required to use any module name? Not required. Directly we can access the variables and methods, functions like this. So no need to include any module name. Just directly I'm using directly. Just observe. Yes. Now tell me, when I execute this, add sub multiplication, no problem at all, because that are having different names in both modules which are coming from sample as well as sample1. But line number 5, line number 9, you can see this. Print A, print A. But sample.py is having a variable. Sample1.py also having a variable. Variable name is same, but look at this value 200, and here it is value is 100 only. Now tell me, can you guess when I run test.py, this A values are what? 100, 200, 100, 100, 200, 200. What do you think about this? 200 you will get both time. 200, yeah, you are right, absolutely. The reason is recent call. Recent call of the module is sample1 only. So sample1 a variable is 200. So every time 200 only affect here because recent call it is only. So once I run this test.py, sample1.py a variable value 200, 200, 200 is coming. The reason is recent call. Recent call means on recent, what module is available here, this module value a variable is effect on here and also here. Just look at this. Once I'm changing first sample1 only, next sample only. Now this time it is what? 100, because it is a recent value. This is 100 and this is 100 only. So both times recent call only will work. A value 100, a value 100 two times. But how we can differentiate them? Because the value should come from sample.py and value should come from sample1.py. Okay. So in this context, better to use to avoid naming conflict. to get the proper result from particular module. So cut this program and here you can paste it here. This is exactly work, because whenever we start execution, obviously this sample module will load its stuff, and sample module onwards a value 10 will get, and sample 1 module through a value will get 200 only. 100 200 both. Now let's run this once. So this is clarity, sir. If we have, in case modules are having same variable names and same function names, if you want to access that particularly, you can import the module separately, like sample dot a is having 100, sample 1 dot a is having 200. But in unless other language like in C++, libraries always import on top of the program only. Even .NET also, Java also, on top of the program only, we have to include that header files, because that was completely compiler based languages. Once the program compiles, first it will load all the stuff on the top of the program, and later it will execute your program. But in Python is not like that, because it is in interpreted language. In interpreted language case, line by line code will execute. So first line number 3, it's load its stuff sample, and line number 4, A is coming from sample. Line number 8 will also load again. This A is coming from recent module calling on. So this is module usage clearly. So ultimately module concept is for what, sir? Reusability. In Python, every .py file act as a module. Once we prepare .py file, you can include whatever the stuff you want, you can include it, and that you can reuse it directly any number of times in any program by importing module name on top on the program. Okay. Suppose one more simple concept I need to discuss. Suppose, sir, today I created sample.py module. In that, I included some variables and functions and so on. But later, after 1 week or 10 days, I want to access the sample.py stuff. But how do I know what was there in the sample.py? How do I know? Okay. So to know that any module information on which program you want to know, that program you can go. For example, just let's add test14.py. Test14.py, I want to include sample.py stuff. But right now, I don't know what was exactly sample.py contains. So in that context, if you want to know the stuff related to what actually sample.py, import that module, which module information you want to get, import that module and simply help of that module name called sample only. So this is the way. But even this will work for user defined as well as predefined modules also. No problem. Lot of built-in modules also there, like just now in the beginning of today's session, I use FuncTools module. No, FuncTools is a built-in module actually. But right now, I'm working with user-defined module. User-defined module means user can define their own modules like sample. He can access. So if you want to get the help of any module, so you can import that module like sample. Help of sample means you will get complete information related to sample module. Now you can see sample is the module name. In this module, functions are there, 2 functions with these parameters. And in this module sample, one variable also there like a value 100. And this is available in the location F drive Python full stack at 9 p.m. sample.py like that. This is complete information regarding your module here. So once you know the information, what is there, variables are there or functions are there, so it will be easy to get this. Okay, even this is not only for user defined module, any built-in module help also you can able to get like this. Even next session might be I'll discuss about built-in modules. At that time I'll discuss clearly. Suppose if you want to know that FuncTools information, so right now FuncTools module is there, sir. Just now we discussed in the session, FuncTools is there. If you want to import FuncTools module, then FuncTools, let's run this. You will get help of FuncTools, complete description and information you will get from FuncTools. I can see total information you are going to get completely here. Okay, so this is the case. So different ways to import modules, how it is. I'm writing here clearly. If you want to import modules, import module 1, suppose name. This is one option. If I go through this every time module 1 dot function name module1 dot variable name, like that you have to use. Or else you can better to use import module1 as m1. M1 is a alias name. Once we change the module name, alias name, that alias name through only we can use, otherwise it will not possible. Main name it will not work. Even you can import directly multiple modules also, module1 comma module2. Next I'm trying to use here module1 as m1, okay, comma module2 as m2, like this also possible. Or else directly you can go for this one, from module1 import star. Okay, from module1 import star. Next, what is that? From module1, okay, import member1. This is also possible. Or else you can go through this one, sir. From module1 import member1 as m1. Member1 as m1. From module1 import member1 member2, like this, number of members. And finally we can go for from module1 import member1 as m1, comma member2 as m2, like this. So all the options are open. You can use any one of these. So from statement advantage is what? No need to use any module name to access any variable name or function name. From statement advantage, that is. So if I go through this, what we can say, import module1 means directly you have to use module1 dot member name, like that. Star means indicates every members, all members will come from the particular module from where you are importing, like this. So this is the different style of importing modules, and this is about today's session. And wait, uh, in the last session I have given some exercise programming. So I ask you to do this one only, sir. Exercise program I'm telling you, and one more exercise I'm going to give now today. So my input is what, sir? Actually, I said that Python is very easy. Okay, this is my input. Have you done? If you done, please paste your code. Even I will come with my code also now. This is input. Output should be what? Every word should be reverse or not? Yes. Every word should be reverse means NOHTYP and SI. Then YREY, then YSEA. This is what I need to expect this from this program. So anybody, I ask you this one only in the previous session. Task result like this. So every word should be present, display into the reverse order only. I'm waiting for your response. If not, I'll write the code, no problem. Let's write my code only, okay? It's a very simple, not a big deal actually. Even you can take input value from the, what we can say, user also, or else directly also you can give that. Let me give directly, or else you can take input value from the user also, no problem, as your wish. Python is very easy, sir. This is my string. I want to reverse each word of this string completely, sir. How to reverse each word of the string? Let's look into this. First, I want to split this string. L equals to, okay, L equals to S dot split. S dot split. Okay, I want to split this. After split, you know that split function will return what? List of values or not? Yes, all list of values are present in where? List only. In this list. These list values, I want to reverse it. But first, let's take L1. L1 is a new list actually. L1 I'm taking, it's a new list. Result values I have to store them here. L1 equals to empty square bracket. Result value I want to store. Now you can see I equals to 0 I'm taking. I is my loop variable, just the index starts from 0. So while I less than or equal to, while I less than length of L, while I less than length of L, I'll write and explain, don't worry guys. While I less than length of L, immediately L1 dot append of. L1 is a new list already there. Append of L of I. L of I. Then immediately it should be reverse or not. Colon colon minus 1. Because it is reverse only. Colon colon minus 1 in the sense. So after doing that, every time I value should increment by 1. I equals to I plus 1. And finally, result value I have to store. So result value should be string only, no? So result equals to empty string space dot join. Now you can see dot join. I have to use dot join 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 of what L1 only, because L1 is a list. List values all will be turned into result, that is string only. Final result. This is somewhat complex only, but no problem. It's an easy. We have to think it once, and it will be easy now. No, not an issue. Now you can see when I start run this one, and Python is very easy, but after reversing each word, you can see this result is coming on. Yes, result is coming. So Python reverse order NOHTYP SI is this is. How it will come, sir? Just observe. So L dot splits are. This value will be split. It will store into L only. Python is one word, is one word, very is one word, is one word. It will store into L only. L1 I am taking completely new list. No problem. I value 0 starts with. While I less than length of L. So 0 less than length of L. How many words are there in L? 4 words, because Python is very easy. So I less than 4, it is true or not? Yes, true only. If it is true, L1 dot append. I have to append that L1, append that value into L1, where L of I. L of I means first word. Python will be appended to where L1 only. But while appending, what it will do? It will reverse. Colon colon minus 1. This word will be reversed and it will append to the L1 only. Again, I value increment by 1. I value how much it is? 1. 1 less than or equal to length of L. How many words are there? 4. 1 less than 4, true or not? Yes. Immediately L1 dot append of L of I. L of I means 1. 1 index word is what? Is. Is will be reverse is what? SI. SI will be added to where? L1 only. Let's keep on. Finally, L1 is list only. List should be joined with string only. So finally, string is giving like this. So this is the task result which I included in the last session clearly. Okay. So today task I am giving, just try to find this task today. This today task is what, uh, take a list with duplicate elements. Only duplicate values I want to print, not original values. Got my point? So duplicate values I want to print, not original values. Create a list with all including numbers, duplicate originals, but only filter the duplicate values. For example, in my list, 10 value 3 times are there. So result 3 times should appear 10 values. All duplicate values I want to extract from the list only. This is my task today. So tomorrow I'll explain this also. Tomorrow you can join at 9 p.m. same as this. Okay.